Hi there again, everybody. Welcome back to Prestige Auctions, and it's what shall I call this week? I don't want to call it making money with Prestige Auctions this week. I want to call this a bit of an overview of some of the great stuff that's in the sale, some of the bits that I think are worth pointing out to people that I genuinely believe you could make money on, if you can get them at the right price. Of course, this is quite a special sale, this one, even though it's a general sale, 1,400 plus lots, and there are some amazing bits in this sale. Not just good, maybe stuff that should have made specialist sales, but ultimately it's in the general now. General sale gets extremely busy, so I'm quite looking forward to this one. So I'm going to take you around some of the lots that I think you should really be having a good look at this week. So when the auction room started filling up this week, I was looking and thinking, my God, there is some really cracking gear coming in. Some of this gear is going to be able to give you opportunities to make money, but others aren't. And I'll probably start with these three here. So these three Tiffany effect lamps have become extremely popular, not just in this sale room, but in other sale rooms as well. The bigger they are, the more elegant they are, the more money they seem to make. And I think these will do quite well. So yeah, if you've got a retail setting, you might be able to make money on them. But generally speaking, with the sort of bidders we've got for those these days, it's getting harder and harder to make money on those. As it comes to lot number 4 here, well, when this one came off a van this week, I was stood at the door and spotted it, and of course it is a West German vase. Now these can sell relatively cheap in here, and they can sell expensive, so you're sort of stuck in the middle with these ones, but they are making money these days. So particularly if you want to take that one out and go and sell it privately, as long as the bidders don't turn up for it in the room, it is something you will be able to make money on. Now, as I look around, let's have a look at some of the stuff that's around here. I mean, I'm going to just generally walk you through. There you go, lot number 20, the Le Creuset pans. They are worth a lot of money. They're extremely expensive to buy. Now, up until a few months ago, in the auction room, they were making 60s, 70 quids. Recently, they've been making 10s and 20s. So, again, if you're in the room on the day, there's opportunities to make money on these sort of things. I mean, we always talk about wool and stuff like that, but I don't really want to do this just about a money-making exercise today. I want to point out some of the great stuff that has come into the room and talk to you about it in a bit more detail. And there's one of them, lot number 78, this old Triang lorry, sort of circus style lorry, big top, as it says there, look, the big top circus. Zebras, gorillas, lions, camels, and all sorts of things, something that you would have had back in the day. And this is a nice item, and it's got some of the animals with it as well. What's good about this is it's not in bad condition, and if you're a collector, this is something you'd really want to buy. But of course, if you are a reseller, it's something you might want to buy if it's cheap enough, because there will be money to be made. We had a collection in of a lot of Chelsea memorabilia this week, and I'm talking lots of it. Boxes and boxes of programmes and various bits of memorabilia. Certainly worth having a look at, because there is a possibility to make money on that. Lot number 49. Look at this. We cleared a house this week that really brought up some very old and very interesting items. A lot of the toys came from this same house as well. And I think there's going to be stuff that comes out of that house that's going to blow up in the auction and really make some proper money. This could be another one of them. Look at this O-gauge train. Lovely old clockwork train with the carriages as well. And I think in the auction room as well, there's probably the track to it. But, you know, that certainly needed selling on its own. What a beautiful piece. And again, picked up at the right money. Certainly a money maker. One of the things I noticed this week as well was these are baby bowl sets. So in each set you get a baby bowl and a bottle holder and all sorts of stuff. But look at how many boxes there are. It'd be highest bidder takes one or more. Resale, loads of money to be made if you can buy them cheap enough. Candles, again, coming up to that time of the year, people like having the candles on and so on, so money to be made those. But again, here's another bit of a sleeper, I think, in the auction room. Some of these crystals and stones, several trays of them, as you can see. Now, when you look at some of the fossils that are at this end, so fossils there, look, fossils here, but look at these, some of them haven't even been cracked. at all. So, and I think there was potentially another one on there as well as that one. So again, if you know what you're talking about, if you know what you're looking at, then there is some great stuff on there to be making money on. Down here, old stuff again. I pointed this out on the sneak peek. 154, this lovely, in fact, no, stunning Triang old bike. What a great thing this is. Look at the little back box on that. This old little trike bike, as you would call it, back in the day. The single brake, the bell that works. It is an absolute little stunner, that is. The last one we had in didn't make mega money, but this is in much, much better condition. So I can see somebody having a go at that one this week, or maybe a couple of people. Let's see where that one goes. As we come on to this table here, well, lots numbers 128, 1289, 1288, 1290. These here, we didn't sort of point these out much, but these are full of football keyrings. Somebody's lifetime collection, look, of football keyrings. We've got, hey, look at that, Cardiff City. What else we got in here? We've got, oh, you name it. I would say pretty much every football club is covered. So again, if you're somebody that's looking to make money, big collections. Also, cigarette cards. There are boxes and boxes of them like this. Again, if you're somebody that's looking to make money, they're a good way. There's loads of stamps in the sale. And then, the good thing is with this sale is there's not oodles of furniture. It's mainly smalls, and people like smalls. Look at these old wind-up things. This one here, I wanted to point this one out a little bit better. 1310 is a fish. Look at this, but there's something that's really interesting about this. You don't see it very often anymore. Made in Great Britain. Look at that. Old tin plate toy. Made in the UK. 1307 here is a rabbit or a hare or something or other. Look at that. Again, another nice wind-up toy. And some of these older ones like the little motorbike there. You know, I mean, the kids were playing with these back in the day and loving life. They were fantastic little pieces of kit, you know, that they played with. And this one here, 1308, is the elephant. There you go. No key that I can see to that one, but it is a nice piece indeed. Also on here, you've got lot number 1311, which is this little old penguin. Oh, I think he's missing one of his wings, though. Look, never mind. As you come down here, records and things, lots of stuff like that, lots of interesting bits, lots of records, lots of people making money on records at the moment, and it's certainly ones to look out for because there is some good stuff to be had. I'm going to sort of bypass those. We've got a couple of registration plates in this week with, of course, the documentation for them as well. So this one, Jag and Evo as well. So, okay, you've got, you know, if you are looking for a personalised plate, we have obviously got the paperwork for them so you can transfer them over. Commodore 64, well, what more can I say? 1980s classic, with all the stuff as well. The cassette recorder still in its box as well. Another beautiful thing, that one. It's been a bit tricky for me as an auctioneer this week to actually be able to walk around the room and pick out things that, you know, would actually be my favourites, because there are so many. When you're looking at sort of old toys, I mean, look at this. I didn't really go on about this one much in the sneak peek, but this one there is a genuine child's American cowboy outfit, circa 1958. Look at that. All the stuff in the bag. What a cool piece that is. And then 689 here. Look at these. All these old games. Absolutely stunning. Stunning stuff this week in the sale. I think you need to give yourself plenty of time to view this sale because of the amount of stuff that's in it. I mean, we've actually ended up putting boxfuls of toys together here, you know, die casts and stuff like that. There's that tractor, that train we were showing you earlier, and 680 is another particularly good one, I think. If you can put it back together somehow, it's another clockwork piece. His other arm is in there. There you go. And all these bits in there as well. Loads of lead soldiers and things. Interesting bits of die cast, loads of Lego, and some of these kids' books as well. are going to be worth looking through, because you never know what you're going to find in amongst them. I did point this one out in the sneak peek this week, lot number 663. Wow, it's a wow box, this one. It's got all the dinky old military stuff, and it's got some cracking pieces like this one. You know, what a great little some great little toys, really old stuff in there as well. Individually sold, you are going to make money if you can pick it up at the right price. 660 is the tin plate. O-gauge train stuff there as well. There's some wagons and things in there, and in fact, wow, didn't even notice that. Look at that. That's pretty cool as well. All clockwork. This test cricket set, I love this. Look at this old game. You take it off, it's in good nick. Look at that. Absolutely stunning stuff, I think, at Prestige this week. Thing is, the list goes on and on and on. I could talk for hours, really, about this sale. I think that if when I was buying and selling a lot, I would love to have come to a sale like this. There's just so much good stuff. The only problem is when you have a sale like this is, where do you put your money? That's the thing. Where if you're on a budget for your buying and selling budget, where do you put your money this week? Because there's so much good stuff. But the great thing is that if you get outbid early doors, there's plenty more opportunities to buy stuff. You know, you've got Royal Crown Derby in there. You've got this old sort of Disney clock. You've got the coal salt candle holder there. You know, you've got some Royal Copenhagen. And as you look down the room, well, it just keeps going and going and going. There was all of those cigarette cards there. There's canteens of cutlery. And then, what about this? 764 is an old child's high chair, which also folds up into some sort of rocker as well. So again, you know, maybe Victorian kind of engineering, if you like, to be able to make a multi-functional item back in the day, which would have been made by hand. You know, it's not like the modern days. Furnitures and bits and bobs. There's some nice stuff. One of the things I must point out this week is this. This is a one-off 760 steam boat. There is a bit of reserve. There's a £450 reserve on this, but it is stunning. The workmanship and everything that's gone into this. You can soon take the glass case off. Will the boat buyer want it? Who knows? It's one of those. You're not going to see, well, you're not going to see another, I want the thought. As we come down the back of the auction, pointed out these here, the boots, the army boots, World War II boots. How many of these are still kicking around? You know, and these are, the thing you'll surprise you with, if you come to the auction and view this, when you pick these up, they are so heavy. You know, you really wanted those on your feet, along with all your pack and your gun and everything else. My God, it would have been a hard time. We don't realise all of these folders here are full of football programmes. So again, if you are into collecting old football programmes, or if you're a reseller of them, there are loads of those as well. So again, lots of money to be made on those if it takes your fancy. I'm not going to go into the back room today. It's all dark in there, look, and I might be a bit scared of the dark. No, I just can't be bothered to go and put the light on. And I've got enough to point out just in this bit of the room. There is loads of stuff in the back room, all the great gear. Not everything is that's in the boxes in there this week is crap. It's really good stuff. It's not just the end of the house clearance stuff. 825, another lovely vase there. And then, I mean, even on the back tables, we've got Royal Crown Derby. You know, these are sort of pieces that normally just make a cabinet. These here, Ladro figures, but not being sold singly. There's a few of them together. You've got Pelham puppets and a lovely grandfather clock over there, or whatever it is. And then as you come back down the auction, this wonderful linen cupboard. 1382, another nice old piece, that one. And that's really before we even talk about jewellery and silver and everything else. Listen, everybody, this is an awesome sale. It's not just good, and you might think, oh, he will say that, he's trying to sell the stuff. I don't need to try hard to sell this stuff. This stuff sells itself. We've got all this Carlton ware down here. Loads of Carlton ware in the sale. There's more there, look. Good old-fashioned Carlton ware. There's even a bit of Halloween stuff. But really, this stuff does sell itself. It's that good, this sale. I genuinely suggest anybody that's not just a collector, a reseller, somebody that's looking to buy things, to make a few quid extra, get yourself down to Prestige Auctions this week, because you will not be disappointed. It's a fantastic sale. I'm really looking forward to being the auctioneer for this one. I think it's going to be a cracking day. Viewing it on Friday, 8 in the morning till 7 at night. Sale starts at 9 o'clock on Saturday. Thanks ever so much, everybody, and we'll see you all very soon at the auction.